Welcome to the Woodridge Audio Project. I'm David, or Dave if you prefer, from audioprojectcentral.com, and I'm hosting the Woodridge Audio Project. The Woodridge Audio Project aims to offer you a deeper look, or rather listen, into various aspects of the Woodridge College and Preparatory School. The first series of episodes will be focused on character profiling some of the staff members at the college and preparatory school for both informative and, I'm sure you will agree, inspirational purposes. Please do share the Woodridge Audio Project episodes with friends and family by sending episode links or news of the episodes to everyone you know in every way possible. Social media, email, WhatsApp, word of mouth, carrier pigeon, gossip, telepathy, and whatever else you may use. Please do click like for the episodes at whichever platform you are using to access them. For more information about Woodridge or to contact the team, visit www.woodridge.co.za. The guest for this episode is Mr. Derek Bradley, the headmaster of the college. The interview kicks off with me having just asked Mr. Bradley to share some information about his background.
What happened was 23 odd years ago. I was teaching at a school in KZN, an independent school very similar to Woodridge, similar kind of outlook. And I was at that stage coaching the first rugby side. And we were invited to participate in the Independent Schools Rugby Festival, one of the biggest festivals in the country, involving all the big boys' schools and then the smaller schools like ourselves. We arrived at Woodridge and were hosted here. It was the most fantastic experience. And I spent 5 days here, and I said to myself, this is a school that I'd love to teach at. And then I hadn't been back to Woodridge for 19 years. And when I arrived back here, I arrived back as the head. I was appointed as the head in 2017. That's where I picked up the beautiful Woodridge spirit.
I have friends who are teachers, no names mentioned, who also say that about Woodridge. They would love to teach there. What is your favorite thing about being a headmaster, Derek?
Quite a difficult question because there's so many facets to being a headmaster. But probably the most important thing for me is seeing children arrive in grade 8. And in fact, they arrive throughout their sort of high school, they join us. But just to watch their growth as they proceed through the school and then exit at the end of their matric year. And it is important, for me to witness that growth. But there are other facets such as strategic planning, managing people. I really do enjoy that side of it as well. Dealing with our staff and being on this wonderful campus is just a great experience.
You mentioned rugby. I take it that is one of your interests, but beyond headmastery and rugby, what are your other hobbies, interests and passions?
I read quite a lot, Dave, and a variety of material, educational through natural history to novels. I'm particularly interested in our indigenous flora, mainly our trees. I've, over the years, planted trees, and that led into the natural flow is into growing bonsai. So I've got a couple of hundred that I grow. And when I do have any spare time, which is seldom, then I will sit back and have that therapeutic go on my trees.
Well, that's appropriate because Woodridge is located very close to, almost neighbouring, the Funstardens Wildflower Reserve. Do you spend some time there?
Yes, but our own campus is just absolutely magnificent. We have trails that crisscross our campus, kilometres of them. We've got the natural fynbos, we've got aloes, and we've got some beautiful, beautiful indigenous trees that have been here for years and years. Unfortunately, in 2017, the fire came through and decimated not only the exotics, but some of our beautiful indigenous stuff. It is recovering, but there are trees that were hundreds of years old, olive trees that we lost in the fires.
Woodridge seemed very proactive in the response to the fires. Were all those solar panels on the roof before the fire?
No, that was part of our strategic thinking. The management of the school and the trust met following the fires. And as we put together a plan to rebuild, we looked at going green and the importance of providing water through water tanks. So all the new buildings have water tanks attached to them. And then we, at the same time, decided to put the solar panels in, and that feeds back into the grid. So there's a big cost saving, and obviously it reduces our carbon footprint.
I've walked around the school. It is such a beautiful school grounds, and I must say it really makes me smile seeing those water tanks attached to all the gutters. In so many buildings around Port Elizabeth and South Africa in general, so much wasted water that just runs into the gutters and runs away, and you guys are being very proactive with that. Congratulations on that. Yeah. Could I ask you about bad days? So 2020 was a year full of bad days for a lot of people. When the going gets tough for you, Derek, what are your tricks or tips or tactics for making the most out of the difficult times?
So I'm extremely fortunate to have a motivated and talented management team. When the pressure's on, I can confidently turn to them for their assistance. We're mostly aligned at Woodridge, and this reminds me of a book by Dan Brown called Boys in the Boat. And he relates the story of a group of 9 American university students from the Midwest who came together to make up the US rowing team. And they teamed up, and through sheer determination and grit, they won the gold medal at the 1936 Olympic Games in Nazi Germany. And the story obviously highlights the importance there of working together as a team. So from my side, I'm that fortunate to have so many people on my staff who I can turn to, and they all have their own skills. So it's relying on those people around you.
Derek, if you could say one thing to college students as advice for their futures, what would it be and why?
Learn to work together as a team, I think, is very important in this changed world. Going alone, it's quite obvious, going alone has been extremely difficult. We'll have seen that those people that have worked together during the pandemic have managed to survive in business, and some businesses have flourished because they're able to turn to people they can rely on. So it's really around teamwork.
And the Woodridge team, the teachers, the grounds people, the cooks, the cleaners, business people, everyone, is there anything you'd like to say publicly about them or to them?
Well, certainly, yeah. The success of any organisation depends upon individuals. Back to the story of Dan Brown with the 9 rowers in the boat. They could only be successful if every one of them had to give their utmost to win the gold. So it's the same at Woodridge. Every cog in the wheel is important, and we are very fortunate at Woodridge to have so many people who are dedicated to the cause.
I've met a bunch of the people there, the staff, the teachers, and the passion is obvious. Do you think there's anything about Woodridge that nurtures that kind of passion in the staff?
Woodridge is a very special school, and it provides so many opportunities, not only for our children, but for our staff. And our plea to the pupils is that they shouldn't leave Woodridge regretting not having taken all the opportunities that have been presented to them when they leave and walk out the gates for the last time.
Finally, Derek, is there anything else you'd like to add to end this interview?
I see myself as being very fortunate to be at a school like Woodridge, and certainly I would hope that our pupils really nurture the time that they're here and go out looking back over their school days and saying that was really such a wonderful experience in my life, and it's given me so much for me to take into life. And, I talk to a lot of past pupils, and they have so much positive to say about their time at Woodridge. And, we want to give everyone that kind of experience. So really, at the end of the day, that is what we strive to do as a management team and as a staff.
And that brings us to the end of the interview. Thanks for listening, and please do remember to share the episodes and relevant social media posts with your friends and family, and like the episodes at whichever social media platform you found them on. If you have any follow-up questions, head over to www.woodridge.co.za, where you will find the contact details for the school, and you can contact me at www.audioprojectcentral.com.